Gurmeet, and that's specifically with respect to Bajaj Finance. You track that one closely. Are you tempted to book some profits, or this is just start of another bull run on that one?
I've been an investor luckily in Bajaj Finance since 2014-15, and I've never booked profits in the last 8-9 years, and it's a high beta stock, because it always commands a premium valuation. So whenever there's any stress in the economy, whenever the growth is slightly subpar, there is a reaction in the market. And after yesterday's update, I think the market probably the only concern market had was that at 2.5 lakh crore AUM, can you continue to add 3-4 million customers every quarter? Can you still grow at 30%? I think they're trying to answer that. And I've been saying this for a while in India. What is happening is that the credit creation is reaching to tier 2, tier 3 towns at a much faster pace. And this growth in credit is more secular. But you have to be mindful of valuations. And players like Chola, Bajaj, even to a certain extent, maybe Poonawalla, you should do a combination of price to book and price to earnings, right? Because these are more consumer, they are play on more consumer spending. So if you see Bajaj, for example, it's what 3,000 odd crores a quarter kind of a profit run rate now. If you take last quarter, which is about 12-13,000 crore PAT. Now, if you give let's say a 20% EPS estimate, it trades at about roughly about 30 times. So that is how you probably have to evaluate them, other than obviously the traditional price book metric in my view. So I may not want to add more at this price, but for me it continues to be a long-term core portfolio stock.
Is that the case? Or rather, I should say, I'm sure that's the case with the behemoth now in the making, HDFC Bank post-merger as well, Gurmeet?
Absolutely. As I said, I do a stock. I do a stock pick in HDFC, and I think HDFC is due. I think what we have just seen is it's just coming back to 1700 plus levels. If you see again, the combined entity trades at about 15 times earnings. In fact, if you see valuations, I've not seen HDFC at about 3 times, 3.5 times book value. It's always been at the higher end. I think one concern market has is that the return ratios will suppress because of the integration, which I think is more short term. But there are huge opportunities, Aisha. If you see mortgage now, they are now 7 lakh crores. And what the merger does is that the loan book becomes very balanced. Also, I think their initiative and investments on expanding branches in semi-urban and rural is now paying off. So if you see their, the rural and the commercial bank loan book, there they have gained market share. They're almost 27-28%. In MSME, they are now almost at 19% market share. Overall, if you see last 7-8 years, they've actually gained 6% market share.
Okay, I think we've hit a bit of a technical glitch with respect to that technical connection. Maybe it's just the rain gods playing spoilsport. But for now, if we have reconnected our line with Gurmeet, would love to have his take as far as this entire biking scene is concerned, because it looks like it's heating up with Bajaj Triumph and this Harley, latest bike coming in.
I think I'm more constructive on PVs. I think what you would see, what has happened in China is something what is probably would play out in India. So I think you will see probably car sales shooting up. If you see 2016 to 22 and take out market share against of TVS, the volumes have been pretty flattish. So it's been like more like a washout for the industry for the last 5-6 years as far as volume growth is concerned. So we do about 35 lakh cars a year. I think this number will go up. And they'll grow very fast. In two-wheelers, I think the issue with the Hero largely has been that I think they really missed the premiumization trend, which was to an extent captured by TVS through Apache. I think that's been one turnaround for TVS, and to a certain extent by the other players, including Eicher. My sense is that probably once we see more launches and better EV leadership, that's also, I think Heroes has been slightly confused. Although it trades at about 15 times FY 25 EPS, probably half the valuation of peers. But till the time they really get the product strategy right, I would stay neutral. I think TVS is one which continues to do well. Eicher, on the other hand, I think there have been, in the past also threats due to brands, even M&M got. But I think what they've done well is that with Hunter, they've got the average age down to sub 30. The Bullet refresh, I think, is due over the next 6-12 months in terms of the new platform. And the Meteor 650 also is doing well along with exports. So I think this premiumization trend will continue to play out further. And Eicher still remains in a commanding position. Obviously, valuations are are slightly on the higher side. So I would prefer passenger vehicles and also play some of the auto ancillaries in terms of playing that value chain instead of really looking at two-wheeler stocks.
Okay, that's the take coming in then on where Aisha stands now with this competition coming on board from Harley as well as the Hero JV.
But if I had to take the dipstick survey on that, Gurmeet, would you go and buy your Royal Enfields of the world, or are tempted by this latest version coming in from Harley?
I could be biased. I'm already a Royal Enfield owner, as I said, that's why the view could be biased. But as I said, I think we probably should wait and see how it pans out. On Aisha front, if you see, as I said, Hunter is already doing 15,000 a month. There's a pickup in Meteor 650. In UK, if you see exports in the midweight segment, I think that the market share is already 20%, which is the best market right now. I think there is a plan to get to 15% in most markets. And as I said, there is a refresh of the original Bullet expected over the next few months. So I would still go with, considering the portfolio they have, the cult appeal it has. But as I said, it could be biased due to both the ownership at a stock level as well as the vehicle level.
Completely glued to
Yeah.
Sumit's